Hello Gemini and welcome to my channel. This is Glamour Spell Tarot and this is going to be your July 2020 reading for love and relationships. I need you guys to keep in mind that the energies can be interchangeable or vice versa. This reading can be for you or the person you are dealing with, and you might resonate with all of the message, part of the message, or maybe just one sentence. Well, basically, I'm picking cards from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, and as soon as I started shuffling them, they just wanted to come out and talk to you like crazy. So, you actually have two. These are going to be the general energy cards for the reading. Obviously, we'll go to other tarot decks and some oracle decks I'm going to use. But to start with, you have Tibnon. Okay, Petit Bon Ange, which is actually Petite Bon Ange, right? This is a major arcana card. And then you have Seven of Santeria Oshun. So you guys stay with me and find out more.
Beautiful Gemini. The first card that came out for you is Bon Ange. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this from the book. This deck, the New Orleans deck, comes with a beautiful book that speaks a lot about the voodoo tradition and the voodoo culture, and it's absolutely beautiful because it kind of demystifies all of the things that us in the Western world think we know about voodoo. So this is the equivalent of the Temperance card. This is all about art, creation, will, the willpower, patience, divine timing. As you can see, the Bon Ange is dressed in robes of light and has a guidance radiance over the dark waters. Okay? This is a card that tells you to remember who you are. Remember the oath taken toward yourself, toward your true identity. This speaks about your conscious. This speaks about your individuality, the roads or the paths that you have been taking. So you will see that above her head is clay jar. It's called a kamari. This kamari is entrusted to a priest or a priestess and may be retrieved at any time. Is an element of protections from the dangers of malevolent magic, or I don't know, things that can come towards your way and be negative. And it's very similar to the New World practices of sorcerers, right? That they entrust a talisman containing their essence to a loved one before going on an etheric expedition. So the attributes of this card include the exercise and development of will, the willpower. So as a contemplation, you need to think of your willpower, of your consciousness, of who you have become. This is a call of action based on who you are, based on your truth, based on your place in the world, the assertion of self, the discovery of true self, and an overcoming of all of the obstacles in the expression of your true self. So as you guys can see, it's a little bit different from the Temperance card in the traditional tarot. Then we have the Seven of Santeria, Seven of Earth, which is Oshun. This is the Santeria goddess of love. It's a little bit different than Erzuli, for example. And although they share a lot of attributes in common, but there are no tears in this rest assured demeanor. So she has a fan, right, which is an attribute for air, and mirrors, which are about illusions. But you guys need to know that the look that she gives above that fan is a reassuring type of look. It's solid. This, her primary attribute is a groundness of emotions. It gives them strong foundation. Okay. And she's also a patron of art. Well, the Temperance card in some decks, it's all related to art. So there is an element of art. Okay, maybe making love as an art form. I don't know from where that naughty thought came. So, yeah. What you're being asked is to take stock of the things you love. Look at the ways in which they take substance and form. Because this is one of the faces that the goddess of love, Oshun, has, right? So, also with this card, you need to know that emotions manifest in a concrete fashion. What's on the inside manifests on the outside, with the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, for example, it's a strong card of manifestation, building seeds, building something on a stable, grounded foundation. But this is also a card of bringing to fruition some emotional involvement. So let's move on from this. Let me put the book on the side. Let me take my phone here. I'm actually seeing on the screen of the phone how the image looks. So I'm trying to control from there. I'm trying to give you guys the best view on the cards. I'm in a new house. And I knew I have to get these readings out for July because I'm already very late with them. So this has been weighing very heavy on my mind. So the furniture just came in a couple of days back. And I've been struggling to put everything together to create the decoration. I have boxes and suitcases behind the camera. So I moved everything so it doesn't look bad. It has been a process. I'm using the You Plus Me Oracle deck for some messages. Oh, this is gorgeous. There's never a time or place for true love. It happens accidentally, in a heartbeat, in a single flashing, throbbing moment. But this also happens when you take stock of who you are, of the opportunities you have, after you make decisions. I love this. Everybody has an addiction. Mine just happens to be you. Again, taking stock of who you are, of the choices you make, of the things that you want in your life, basically. I'm using the Starman Tarot. This is one of my favorite decks by Davide De Angelis, was inspired by David Bowie. And although I haven't been a huge fan of David Bowie, haven't really connected to his music, his art, this deck is absolutely incredible. I think it's one of the decks that I connect best with. Very interesting. The Tower. Something had to crumble in your life. Something that you thought is very stable, very grounded. Something had to crumble in order to leave space for something new. Because unless the universe clears the way for you, you cannot build new things. And no matter how stable and grounded and pretty something is, if you are not on your true life path, the universe is not going to let it there. Because you need to follow your destiny. You need to be in tune with your destiny. You need to be in tune with what's real for you, with what's meant to happen for you. You see, the structure here looks a little bit alien to me, and then you have the Stonehenge stones, right? And it seems so stable. But then you have all these asteroids coming down on it to make it crush. It has to crush. It has to crush in order to let space for something new. all about decisions, all about the new things that you want. And sometimes we try to manifest things, but the things that are holding us down are the structures that we have already built and that they no longer serve us. No matter how pretty they are, no matter how strong they are, no matter how secure they seem, they cannot be in our lives anymore because else we are not aligned to our true self. It's exactly what I was explaining to you with Tibonage. Let's move on. Very powerful card, the Tower. The Sacred Clown. Oh my god, you already... So like I barely opened the deck and you have a major arcana from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot and you already have two major arcana cards from the Starman Tarot. You have the Sacred Clown. This is the Fool card, but in this deck it's named the Sacred Clown. Look at him. He has that hat. He might look foolish, but he's not. People say about him that he's foolish, but he gained enlightenment. Look at all that white light that surrounds him. And he's tiptoeing on this road filled with traps. And not any traps, but bear traps. But you know what? He's optimistic because he has the sun behind him. He knows the path ahead. He has the vision. And in all of this, not only that he has the sun on his side, but he became the sun. He became the happiness that he wished for in his life. He got in tune with his true self. He got in tune with his higher self. And at this point, he throws fire from his fingers. Let's move on and see. So you guys understand when the Tower comes down, it leaves space for something new. And that's exactly what I have been explaining to you. I'm burning incenses, so I clear the space, I clear the energy. And I felt I was about to suffocate. I had to put the AC back on. Seven of Cups. There is an element of confusion. This guy wants to create something new, but there is an element of confusion. You see this embryo here. That's a symbol of creation. That's a symbol of building a new life, building everything from ground up. But there is an element of confusion. He doesn't really know what's going to happen next. But he has the optimism of the Fool. He looks at things from the perspective of a child. You know how children find everything new and exciting and amazing, and everything is a new experience. Don't you guys miss those times? I surely do. Let's see, what are you confused about, Gemini? You guys need to keep in mind that this could be about you or the person you are dealing with, okay? The roles can be interchangeable, so use common sense and apply to your situation. Yeah, someone had to make a decision. Someone had to make a decision. Someone had to cut with that sword. You see, she used that damn sword in order to gain wisdom. You have also the book, Gaining Wisdom, making a rational decision. Cut something out in order to follow her passions, because she also has a wand in her other hand. These are all symbols of the third eye. She seems as an astronaut. She's just wearing an astronaut type of space. Astral travel, this is what makes me think of. This is what I've just heard in my head, like really strong. Astral travel, meditation, connecting yourself to your higher self, to your true self, going deep within, and cutting out the things that no longer serve you. The Queen of Swords makes very rational type of decisions. Makes very rational decisions for her happiness. So when there was this element of confusion, she gains the ability to cut out whatever no longer serves her. I have this, that I've just heard this word in my head. Maybe someone had to go through a divorce because this crumbling of, or a separation, or had to let go something behind. Someone had to cut out someone from their life, okay, in order to follow the things that they are really passionate about, or maybe to follow a true soulmate. But first they had to get themselves single. Because the Nine of Pentacles is a card where this individual here, I'm sorry about the glare, guys. It's like I don't know how to deal with the light in this room yet. I'll figure it out. But it was more important to get the readings out rather than make everything look pretty and perfect. Because I hate to disappoint you guys. So someone had to get themselves single. Someone had to cut out something from their lives, get themselves single, sit in their abundance, sit in their power in order to be able to do this properly. Let's continue here. There is this card that wanted to come out here. Someone wanted a truthful new beginning. And you see, like, to me, this looks like the sun again. You guys know the sun is the happiest card in the tarot deck. And out from this sun comes out the sword of truth. The truth will empower you. Following your own truth, knowing your own truth. Chasing the things that are right. Doing the things that are right. Let's see what else comes out for you, Gemini. You have been defensive. You have been defending yourself. And you had to defend yourself for quite a bit of time now. But you see, with this, that makes me think of a kick from Taekwondo, sorry. Taekwondo. So, is the jump kick. Someone has been jumping up and down in order to protect themselves from their own fears. But you see the swans come towards this individual who looks as if he has an armor on him, right? Or is full of tattoos, and that's a symbol for warriors in a lot of cultures. So those ones come towards him, but you don't know if they are real threats or he's just attracting them. It's just his imagination, it's just things, it's just the fears. It's the 10 million scenarios we create in our minds and that we are afraid of. And you guys know most of the time those things never happen. Genuinely, they never happen. Okay? Someone has been very defensive in the past. Someone has been very defensive. Or someone has been defending their truth. And that's a good thing. Someone has been defending their own truth. Yeah, I strongly feel that. Someone stood their ground and they knew their truth. Because this is what is bringing them absolute wish fulfillment. Again, the star symbol. Not the star. Well, star is about wish fulfillment. You guys know that everything I say during a reading is related to the reading. The sun symbol. Absolute happiness, optimism, vision. Look how happy she is. She just sits there pretty with her nice high heels on. I love those shoes, actually. It makes me think of Louboutin shoes. Yeah, I love shoes. I have an obsession with shoes. When I'm a girl, that's kind of normal. There's a chameleon here. A sense of changing. Modifying. This to me looks like a yoga type of the way you hold your hands in yoga, meditation. Someone went deep within to find their true self. Because this is the only way you can achieve absolute wish fulfillment. And this individual here has been defending their truth. And there was a need for this new beginning. There has been a lot of healing that has been done. Someone has been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And they are tired. You see, this individual here uses those wands to protect themselves from negative thoughts, to protect themselves from their own demons. You see this hand here? You don't know what it is. It's just darkness. It's just black. But he's strong. He dropped all of the masks and he's strong and he's fighting. This is another warrior type of position when we think of yoga. Yeah, guys, I'm doing a lot of workouts. So if I connect very well to yoga and stuff like that, and kickboxing and martial arts, because I do a lot of them. So just don't take it in a bad way. This is what keeps me sane every day. So life gets tough, and then I work out, and then I'm sane again. Anyway, so this guy is defending. This guy is fighting, but he's tired at the same time. You are tired of fighting. But in order for you to get this absolute wish fulfillment, you need to fight your own demons. You need to go through the healing. And Tibonange is also a sense of healing. Remember when I was telling you about that jar that she has on top of her head? With that, there is a sense of healing. In case you go through experiences that are negative, you keep your true essence in that jar. And when you come back from your journey, it's back there. You find it all over again. It's you again. Five of Swords. There has been a lot of fighting. You had to defeat enemies. You had to defeat dark thoughts. This could be fighting inside yourself, because Swords is all about thoughts. Okay? You had to defeat your own negativity, or the negativity that people throw at you, right? There has been a lot of fighting. There has been a lot of fighting. And I felt like putting this Five of Swords next to the Tower card. Something that seemed like a very stable, solid, grounded foundation. In fact, wasn't like that. It just looked pretty on the outside, but on the inside, like imagine a very pretty house on the outside, like the walls are painted and they have a nice door and a nice fence and whatever. But on the inside, all of the inner walls are crumbling and they're filled with mold, and everything seems as if it went on fire. And I feel there is the same thing with this. So what do you do when that happens? Do you take the time to rebuild it from inside, which will take you a lot of time, effort, money, energy, whatever else, or you just keep the foundation, demolish everything, and then start all over again? Well, I would choose the second part, because trying to get rid of the mold from a place, it's absolutely impossible. I lived in a building, although the building was very pretty on the outside, and maintenance work was done constantly, and so on and so forth. I don't know how it was built, or I don't know what the problem was, or whatever. Even the location was gorgeous. Man, I would get mold, and I would use all type of things, and I would wash and I would clean, and that mold would get everywhere, and I just couldn't escape from it. Anyway, in the end, I moved. So yeah. Well, I didn't demolish the building, since it didn't belong to me to start with, and that would be a problematic thing. Anyway, the King of Wands. You might be dealing with a fire sign, okay? Or you might be dealing with an Aries, or you might be dealing with a Scorpio. I feel you are the air sign here. I feel you are this Queen of Swords. But anyone, you guys need to keep in mind that anyone can take this energy. The Tibonange is for a Sagittarius. But then you have a lot of Wands, which to me signifies a lot of passion. And this comes as, not as a conclusion, but as a confirmation of that. Look how in tune this guy is with the universe. Look how in tune he is with the element of creation. To me, the King of Wands is an individual that creates out of nothing, because they follow their passions, and those passions are so strong. So strong. They follow what they really want. This could be an entrepreneur. This could be someone who's building things from ground up just because they believe, just because they are in tune with their true self. You see, creating, 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 because they listen to their higher self. This individual here has this crown, very similar to the crown that Jesus wore. They have been through a lot of struggles. They have been through the 5 of Wands, they have been through the 7 of Wands, they have been through the 9 of Wands in order to be able to become the King of Wands. And I'm mentioning this card, except for the 5 of Wands, you have 7 of Wands and you have the 9 of Wands. This individual had to go through battles and had to suffer in order to get into his power and understand what he's really passionate about. This to me looks like Arabic calligraphy here. Maybe I'm just mistaken. But there is a lot of energy, the energy of creation. This behind him looks like a huge egg ready to burst and give birth to the sun. Give birth to the sun. Give birth to absolute happiness. This is what the sacred clown is heading towards. Is heading towards this new life where passions are more important. But in order to be able to do that, this individual had to put themselves upside down, had to gain a different perspective. The Hangman, you could be dealing with a Pisces. If you look at this individual here, he's hanging from the sky by 1 foot to the power of lightning, the enlightenment that he gains. He puts himself upside down on purpose. You see that huge rock here, this huge stone, is attached to his magician hat. He puts himself upside down because he wants to manifest things. And in order to manifest these amazing things, he needs to gain a different perspective. And he lets go of all the financials. He risks to be electrocuted if he keeps holding on to those coins. So he lets go of that. It doesn't matter. At one point, you let go of all of the things of love, all of the material goods, in order to gain that higher perspective on life, in order to gain that enlightenment. And he's holding on to that hat and to the things that he wants to manifest because he could let go of it. And he wouldn't need to carry this huge burden here. But no. He's holding on to it because he knows this is the way to go. This is the only way to gain that enlightenment. And I strongly feel, Gemini, that someone is gaining this enlightenment in order to be able to build a new life, a truthful new beginning. After someone has been through a lot of fights, through a lot of struggles, but in order to have the absolute wish fulfillment and step into this energy of the King of Wands, step into this creative type of energy where you create from your passions, they had to put themselves upside down. They had to go through a tower moment. They had to do the healing and reconnect with their true will and with their true essence of the soul. Realize what they love and what they want to have in their life. And then start new. This is all I had for you, Gemini, for July 2020. I would be very grateful if you guys like, share, and subscribe. And even more than that, if you guys drop me a comment below and let me know how you have resonated with all of this. Love and light, Gemini.